What did you make of what you saw out there from your team?
I thought for their staff we were nowhere near at it. I thought we got caught too easily. Wasn't us at all. So like, it's pre-season, I know that, but I thought to a man there's no one out there where I thought we looked on it at all. And then second half we looked better, looked more like us, looked more like what we wanted to be, playing in their half, getting balls in the box, looking more threatening. So yeah, it's pre-season, I know that, but we've got to keep improving because we've got, we haven't got long now, but we can't be so Jekyll and Hyde, if you like, in it and then not, and then the goals conceded were too soft, and then I think when we went 1-0 down, we got rocked a little bit and then conceded another. But we have to stay in the game. But we have to do better. We should be coming here and doing like what we did at the start of the games to really have a threat. But yeah, it is pre-season. We've got to keep going and still like little things that we're trying to work out. But yeah, we've got to improve for sure.
Is it hard in these games because you can't necessarily make changes based on the form of the players in that game, and you have to think about the long term rather than that short term of the 90 minutes?
Yeah, in those games you want to think about the minutes, so we're managing minutes, we're trying to do that, but it doesn't matter for me if you play 45 minutes, you play 60 minutes, you play to your best of your ability, and you add the mentality and the performance that you need to do to win a game of football. And I thought the first 45 minutes we just looked miles off it. We looked performance-wise, and we'll look at that and we'll make sure that we improve on that. And I can't single anyone out. I thought as a team we just looked so passive. We didn't win enough duels. We didn't play quick enough. We didn't play with enough intensity. We didn't press like we usually press. It looked more like we were going through a training session, and then we get hurt 1-0, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, we've come to Grimsby and we're 1-0 down. So we have to start better. We have to start better for sure. But we've got to we've got to look at those things and see why they're happening and keep in and fix them.
No Ethan Arahan tonight. What's the latest there?
Yeah, so a few players, the window's open and he's got a bit of interest, and we've got to we've got to make sure that we thought it was a good idea, should I say, for him not to play tonight, but we'll see how anything progresses or not. But in this situation, for him and for us, we just think it was right for him not to play.
Is that something you want to get sorted soon rather than later?
Well, I think in the window you want to get everything sorted sooner rather than later. I think when you look at it, we've still got things to do, and you want to get everything sorted sooner rather than later. But that it is what it is, and we have to keep it moving in and keep trying to sort things out, whether it's players. Interest from other clubs for some of our players that we've had, or us getting in players at the same time.
And I guess at this stage, because of what's happened with Ethan over the last couple of years, the interest that he's had in him, you're going to hope that this one is the one that gets over the line, because otherwise it's going to be hard for him to come back into the fold, I guess, and it's going to be hard to pick him up after what might be a disappointment of not getting that move.
Yeah, I think that's any footballer. If they've got interest, and like I say, it's not just Ethan. We've had interest around other players, so that's the window. And as much as fans talk about the window, it's the window, and that's what professional footballers have to deal with. And yeah, we have to keep trying to keep hold of the players that we want to keep hold of, and if it didn't get to that point, then we need to replace them with players that we want it from out there.
Do you have to start planning now for opening day without him?
I don't know where we're at with that yet, so I don't think we're planning that far ahead. It was for tonight's game, and then we'll go into tomorrow and Thursday training, and we'll look at that. I don't think we're into that stage yet.
Lewis Monsma picked up that ankle injury in training. What's the latest with him?
Yeah, so Lou is, we're not sure. He's got a scan. He's got to see a specialist as well. So we're not sure how long that can be, which is, it's devastating for Lou really. If it's a long-term one, out in Portugal, he just rolled his ankle. So we've got to see how severe that is. Could be shorter, could be longer, but we've just got to wait this week and get some advice, if you like.
And Eric Ring, the other player who's been missing, what's the latest with him?
Yeah, Eric's done a little bit of in his quad. He's feeling it a little bit, but that's not too long. Hopefully we'll see him probably second, maybe third game of the season.
The left-back situation is obviously one I know you've talked about you want to try and solve. We saw Riley there tonight. Is that what we're going to see going into opening day? Or are you still hoping to sort that out before?
No, we've been trying to sort that for the whole window. We've been trying to solve that, and it's not easy. It's not easy for the club. It's not easy for the recruitment team. But we're trying to solve that as quick as we can. And unfortunately, we're not there yet. But we're working really hard behind the scenes to try and solve it. Riley is, he's a natural centre half, left-footed centre half. He can play in a back three, he can play out there, but yeah, we need to get, if you like, an out-and-out full-back, left-back in the building, and we're trying really hard to do that. We've just not managed to get it over the line yet.
Is that the most pressing concern between now and opening day?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so, to get that balance in the team, and I thought we're fine in most areas, but for sure that gives us a balance. And not to say Riley can't do it; he can do it. As you see, he's a good footballer, and he's a brilliant young man coming to the group, and he's a fantastic addition. But he can play across different positions. If he has to do that, we're confident he can do that for us. Like the second half, I thought he looked great. But yeah, I still want to add to that in terms of profile. I think that's the important thing, how we had a different profile than Riley.
Pre-season seems to have flown by, and final game this weekend.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. It's like you say, before you know it, you're back into the season and the real stuff, if you like. So, but yeah, we've got a lot of work to do. We've got to fix some of those things, and we've got to get going, and we've got to get improving on the first half performance, and then improving on the second half performance. But I thought the second half was better than the first, for sure.
And do you see West Brom as the type of opposition that will allow you to work on your off the ball work a little bit more, and that they'll be a possession hungry side? Yeah,
I think they're a good team. I think they were unlucky not to get promoted last season. But we know they'll be strong, so it's going to give us a lot of problems, which is what we wanted. And I think with all these games, we've caused ourselves problems at times, and in other games we've had some good problems to solve. So as we go into the West Brom game, we know it'll be a tough game at home, but it'll be a good one for fans to come and see us at home for the first time. And then obviously we roll into Reading, which is the biggie.